got for me, my man?
Number one.
Now, wait. Before you start, I would say if there's a lot of people that are, or anybody that's gonna listen to this and have feelings hurt, a lot of people are gonna hate me because I'm just gonna say for what it is, all right? And I know a lot of people say that, but I've been told I have very harsh thoughts. So, by all means, you go ahead. Shoot.
Haters gonna hate,
I'm just saying, bro.
Starting with, for sure we're not gay, right?
All right, you can skip that one for sure.
Yeah, there we
Easy
go.
money, easy. So
Easy.
anybody wants to question it, no sir, not gay, not even the slightest.
Easy. We got the first topic out of the way. We're all
Easy.
good on that one. Damian, thank you for being on here.
Of course. Thank you
What
for having me.
we're going right into it. No intro for you.
I would say we had a good discussion before this, so
Yeah, no, we did a lot of warming up
sure.
for this, but they'll probably get like not as good conversations as what we had.
We'll see what we got.
But
Sure.
we'll see.
We'll work it out.
We'll see. Damian, let's start off. What are 3 words that you could describe yourself with?
I would say honest for sure. I would like to think of myself as an honest man, and I think any man should strive to be honest. So honest, I try to be as wise as I can, and what I mean by wise is like I try to learn no matter who it is I'm learning from, whether it's someone younger than me, someone who I feel doesn't know as much as me, but I'll still hear him out, So I would say being wise, and being disciplined in my line of work. Like anything I aspire to do, I feel like if I could dedicate myself to doing it, and I feel like a lot of people don't have that dedication, to do what it takes to do what they really want to do. So
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many times that I've seen of you just being so like disciplined in what you're doing. You just have so much self-control. Like, Damien, how do you do this? How do you have so much self-control? How can you control yourself?
It all depends on the situation for sure. If someone disrespects my family, we're talking about something totally different. It's way harder to control myself at that point. But if we're talking about like on the street or at work, someone calls me a bitch, like if like I guess in your heart, like what you are and what you're not, like that shit shouldn't phase you. You know what I mean? So like someone calls me a bitch, someone like calls me short, like that's one thing that does get me, someone call me short, like something I can change.
I feel
you know what I mean?
man.
I can't, I get all the money in the world, but I can't change my height. But I could show you, what else I have to offer, besides my height. So like a lot of people that like to talk about it, to me, it's like, yeah, I feel like you're talking about it because you're more insecure about what you got going on. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I feel, So I'll stick with that.
Yeah, I mean, how do you live with, the insecurities of being a short person? It's just so tough for us,
You know what's crazy though, bro? Like, I always grew up kind of like 5'6", 5'7", you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I always felt like I wasn't even short, you know what I mean? Even with my friends who are like 6'1", 6 foot, like when I'm next to them, I don't really ever feel short, and I ask them low key, you know what I mean? Like I pop up the question like, yo, bro, do I feel short to y'all guys? And like he'll just be like, bro, now that you mentioned it, like not really, you know what I mean? Like I've never really thought about it. Like you've always felt like, cause I always felt like I carry myself to be at least 6 foot. You know what I mean? Like 6'5". You know what I mean? Like in my heart, that's how I feel. But
yeah,
the streets, treat you differently, bro. Like they talk to me, bro. Like I work here or some shit, bro. Like, bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it hurts.
Hey man, like it's more of a something that you have to take into account when I guess you're putting yourself out there. Like you gotta know your weaknesses, I guess you could say. And you can one could look at that as a weakness, and one could look at that as a strength. You know what I mean? Like for Messi, for an example, bro is like 5'5", 5'6". You know what I'm saying? Like arguably the goat of soccer.
Yeah, he's the
goat.
goat, right?
So like, can you really say size matters? In that aspect. So it's controversial, but
I mean Ronaldo.
You can do it,
like and taller, but he's not the goat.
Floyd Mayweather in like 5'6", bro.
Yeah.
You know, undisputed. You know, well, I wouldn't say undisputed, but you know, as far as his weight class, pretty much the GOAT. You know,
Oh yeah. And,
so
and every tall
Mike
person.
Tyson. You know what I mean? So like, I can name it like just a
Yeah.
whole lot of like not even like boxers or athletes, just a lot of people in general who
Yeah.
are short and accomplish great things. So it's not about the height; it's more about the will of like the individual. So, but you know, like some people got it, some people don't. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like until like I feel like I've proven it, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say like I got it. You know what I mean? Like I'll show you first. Well, I can't tell you I show you. You know what I mean? I gotta show you. You know before.
But you'll
You know.
see. You'll see.
Yeah. So to be continued.
Yeah.
Maybe I get rich one day or some shit. Famous boy.
Yeah. I guess you're talking about being a boxer, huh?
You know what I
Now.
mean? It's to go viral, bro.
Okay. Okay.
So
I mean,
a lot of things, man. Life is like I mean, life is short in a sense. Like once you hit your 20s, like time fucking flies. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I
if
don't
you
know.
wake up every day and realize you only got 24 hours in a day and you make the most out of your time, you start to realize like, what you can amount in like a certain amount of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I know. I mean, and then so much time you're like wasted. You know, you're like, oh, I'm a fucking loser. I don't do anything.
Well,
Oh
I'd say
shit.
this, man. Sometimes you have to be real with yourself,
Yeah.
and sometimes a lot of people deny it. Like, I mean, I got a lot of friends, who do what they do, play video games, smoke all day. I do things, that I'm at fault at too, and
Yeah. We all have
sometimes we have to
things.
be hard on ourselves. You know what I mean? If anybody has to put us on check, it has to be ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, just because my boss tells me I ought to be doing something, that doesn't mean I already know I shouldn't be doing it or I should be doing it. So you gotta respect yourself, bro. That's the number one thing.
Yeah. I mean, how do you respect yourself, like truly? You know, because a lot of people
You
say they will, just because
you
they're
gotta
themselves.
you gotta show yourself love in the sense that you have to discipline yourself. Like if you say I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm gonna go for an hour jog, that doesn't mean you hate yourself. Like you're gonna hate doing it, but that means you love yourself because you love your health, you love your word, you love who you are. So this is the best thing for you. So if you stick by that, like that'll take you a long way. Like if you say I ought to go back to college, and like it could be as something as simple as like you say it, and then it's like 3 p.m. for an example, and college office closes at 5. You call them, like within minutes, bro. Like, hey man, what is the first step for me to get back into college? They'll tell you, oh, just show up. We got an hour and a half left. We'll gladly help you out. You show up, like they'll literally run you down the whole class. Next thing you know it, you have a whole schedule. You know what I mean? You have a whole payment
Yeah.
plan, and
Yeah.
all you did it was just make a decision of calling. I mean,
Yeah.
so life. I mean, life is it literally is what you make it. People complicate it and feel sorry for themselves. So
Ooh. Yeah. 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 They do. It's tough. I mean, as we've talked about, like a lot of people hang on to their excuses. You know.
I mean, I try to put myself in other people's shoes, but like I said earlier in our conversations, right? Everybody has trauma, but like, are you just gonna like feel sorry for yourself, because you went through that or somebody did that to you? Or are you gonna like, keep it moving? Life is not gonna feel sorry for you. If anything, life is gonna be shitting on you because like, you're so negative about everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to, even at the worst, at your lowest, like lowest times, that is the most like beneficial time that you have to think to yourself, like, I can carry myself out of this, and just like that, bro. Like even at your lowest time, you'll come out being a changed man. If you just change your mindset, I can do it. I will do it. Like, there's no question. And that's it, bro. And like I'm telling you, bro. Like if everybody had the mindset, like there wouldn't be a lot of depressed people. Like
I know. Yeah. I mean, with depression.
we talked about depression before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hot
Yeah.
topic. Everybody's talking about it. It's a thing called depression.
Yeah, everybody's got it apparently.
Yeah. Everybody's got it. Everybody has. I mean, we've talked about depression. A lot of it is related with trauma, of
Yeah.
course. Earlier, we were talking about a lot of people, you know, hold on to their traumas and they, just can't accept them. It's hard for them to.
It's not a accept them. It's more, I would say. I mean, this is my own opinion, but it's more of like we might have to edit this one out. I
Okay,
mean,
so
the depression is a very good
depression. Okay,
topic to talk about for sure.
yeah. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Let's go.
Question. Here we go. Question.
Let's go.
You answer the first one very quickly.
For sure.
Are you gay? You said quick no. Bam. Next question. What's the definition of depression?
Definitely.
What is
The
your
definition-
definition of depression?
I mean, my definition would be different because science says that it's like an emotional, psychological way of feeling like some chemical like reactions happen to your system where like you deeply feel depressed. You know, you can't sleep at night. Like it has actual like factual fucking like you know, when you stop smoking, you have like you can't sleep at night. You start like, you know, sweating at night. So, you know, I would say that happens. But once you kind of understand that, like, it's just an emotion, that, let's just say, you know, a girl breaks your heart, you know what I mean? Once you understand that, like, it's only up to you, that you can move, you know, past this shit, you know what I mean? Like, all you got to do is just go to the gym, you know, get your life going, you know what I mean? And, like, within a month, bro, 2 months, like, you'll, like, look back, you know, you'll be like, bro, what the fuck was I on? You know what I mean? And it happens every time, bro. Like, you can't tell me one man that, you know, that really trips over a girl 20 years fucking later, you know, still loving his bitch. You know what I mean? Like maybe he'll be like, oh, yeah, she was a good one that I lost, you know, but you're not going to be like, bro, I still follow her. Like, yeah, I still, yeah, like, no guy, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, people are weird. You know, some guys are crazy, but for the most part, like, no guy's gonna stalk a girl for like that, bro. You know what I mean? So
No, yeah. If you're a stalker, just don't. Just don't do that.
it's
Come
not
on.
the move, bro. It's not the move.
move.
Like, you consider there's 8 billion people in this world. Half of them are women. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. There's someone out there for you. You know what I mean? So I've seen like many people who I thought, you know, were pieces of shits. You know, and that's saying something, not for real. That's saying something.
Yeah.
And even those people had men or women. You know what I mean? So, you know, if they could do it, anybody could do it, for real, bro. So I think, like I said, you are who you are because it is who you choose to be. I don't know. That's a whole different thing. I mean, why are you, you know, why are you this person, you know? Like, what is it that makes you you, you know? So,
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually wrote that down. Damian, why are you the way you are?
because I want to be different. I want to, I guess in a way, like it was something about the way I was raised for sure had a big impact on my life, on how I view things. And I was, like I said, I've always been very introverted. So like I was very observant. You know, I've had my ideas, you know, and my morals of, you know, what I thought was right, and I would look at people, you know, from the inside out and see what they were doing. And I don't know, man. I just always wanted to be different, you know. Like I've done a lot of things, you know, where like in a sense, you know, you could say, you know, I was being a sheep, and I don't know, like when you kind of like start to think about who are you as a person, you know, like how do you, you know, when you pass away, how do you want people to see you, you know, like what do you want to leave off in this world when you communicate with others, like what kind of like, you know, impressions, you know, what kind of like effect do you want to leave on them, you know what I'm saying, like. And I would like to think, you know, anybody I talk to, you know, hopefully I try to inspire them to be more than what, you know, they feel that they are. You know what I mean? Like if you say you want to do something, you do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear nothing. You know, like next day, you know, you say you want this job, you call them and see if they're hiring. You know, if they're not hiring, you ask another one, see if they're hiring. You know, you submit a better resume. There's always something you could do. You know, so I don't know. Maybe my dad, man. I would say my dad. Maybe my dad is the way I am, the way I am, and I guess one of my biggest I wouldn't say motivation, but main goals in life is to kind of um, I want to see him, I guess, be genuinely proud of me. You know what I mean? Because anybody could say, "Oh, I'm proud of you, son," you know, like this and this, but to be genuine, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
so. And I think that's, you know, what any son wants from their father. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like they want their father to be truly proud of what they accomplished. You know what I mean? So, and I
Mhm.
know like a lot of people would be like, you should care what you want, you know, this and this and this. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, we got family for a reason. You know, we're here for each other. So even though you know some people, you know, family are fucked, you know, you could have your own, you know, and you don't have to be that way, you know.
Mhm.
So all this bullshit about like, you know, I spank my kids, you know, I abuse my kids. I mean, I wouldn't say spanking, you know, sometimes, you know, there's a need for such, but as far as like, you know, hitting your wife, you know, fucking all that shit up, like, bro, like, I don't know. I just feel like people need to grow out of that shit, you know, like you need to understand what's right and what's wrong, you know, like I don't know. Fucking animals, like when they come out, like mammals, actual mammal or whatever, amphibians, whatever. Like they come out knowing instincts. Like they know when to eat.
Yeah,
They
that's
know
crazy.
like how to breathe. You know, babies. You know, and they know how to suck on a titty. You know, all this
Yeah,
shit.
all
You
the
know what I
good
mean?
stuff.
So like when something bad happens to you, you know, your heart drops. You know what I mean? So it's like all these things that actually happen to you. You know, so like when you kill somebody, like how can you genuinely feel like that's good? Like God sees it as a good thing. And the
Mhm.
crazy thing is, there's a lot of people that do see that like that is a good thing. You know,
Yeah.
so it's tough. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about people taking justice into their own hands? Like, what do you think? Like, if there was a legit Batman, fucking vigilante in Houston right now, like, and like he would have all the evidence. He'd be like, look, this guy sucked. This guy did a lot of bad stuff. I got all of his resume of bad stuff here, the dates and everything. You can call the sources.
It's
This
hard to
guy
say,
bad.
man. Maybe if that guy was just a he did the worst of the worst, you know, and that's the only people he was targeting, you know what I mean? Like the worst of the worst, like people who didn't give a fuck about their family, and like, you know, because to me, man, it's hard, bro, because like let's just say a guy, you know, robbed Chase Bank, you know what I mean, and got away with it, and he came home, and you know, let's just say you're fucking Superman, right? And you could have caught this guy anytime, and you know, late at night, you know, you swoop in, like come to that nigga's house, right? Finna, you know, get his ass.
Laser
And
him.
then yeah, right, just fuck his ass up, right? And all of a sudden, bro, you're right next to the window and you see him, you know, cause you got X-ray vision and shit, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's sending his little girl with cancer, you know, and this, like, baby, you know, I'm doing what I can, you know, I got this for you, I got this for you, you know what I mean? Like, it puts it in a whole different perspective, bro. Cause like as a family man, like I know I would, you know, as a father, like I would do anything for my son, like I wouldn't kill anybody. Like I forbid killing. You know what I mean? Killing is like one of the worst things. Like to take a whole nother individual away. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother spirit. Like it's people don't understand. You know what that is. You know, some people could do it easily. You know, but
Yeah.
to me, it's just like, man, I'll do anything for my son. And even with that law, you know, that I stand by, like I would do it for my son. You know what I mean? If it's for the better, like for my son living. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It don't matter. So I don't know. Maybe I'm hypocritical for that. You know what I mean? But I've seen a movie, bro, where it's crazy. I can't remember, but my friend put me on, and basically it was about. I feel like this is very significant to the story, right? So like
Right.
it'll put a different perspective, and maybe it would, but basically, a guy has a family. The mom dies. She does suicide because she's like mental illness, right? But she has a daughter. The daughter is like all the guy has left, right? So he does the best to take care of her. One day he goes to work, he comes back, and she's gone. Like someone kidnaps her. So he does what any man would do, you know, go looking for her. You know what I mean? And come to find out, he goes in the cabin, and the cabin like has a piece of her clothes on and has blood. So like already the assumption is like, you know, someone raped his daughter. You know what I mean? So he sits down, he starts crying, and he starts asking God, like, why did you do this to me? Like, you know, like it's my daughter, you know, this and this and this. So he ends up like knocking out unconsciously, not knowing, and he awakens in a dream where he finds God. And God in this movie is a woman, and she's a black woman, and which is actually it's ironic, but it actually plays no significance of it. But
Okay. Okay.
but I think it was just, you know, for the change of a story. But anyways, so the story continues, and he meets God, and he's like, God, you're not real, you know, like this is just a dream, this and this, and then basically, you know, he continues, what God's plan is, and basically he's questioning God, like, why would you let this man, do this to my daughter? Like, if you love, your children so much, like, why do you let, children do this, or why do you let people do this and this and this?
Yeah.
And then God responds with something that kind of like was crazy to me. She says, listen, I love my children all equally, but whatever my God or whatever my son chose to do, was on him. Like I gave him everything that he needed, but he chose to do this. So it hurt me just as much as it hurt you watching my son do this. So in a way, she basically showed him another perspective of like, she basically went back in time and showed him his childhood and how his father used to overly abuse him. And so that's why basically that's the way like basically that's why he is who he is, you know what I mean? And basically God's mission to him was, I want you to forgive him for what he did, and that way, your daughter can live in peace and you can live in peace. So at the end of the movie he did, you know what I mean? But could you imagine, you know what I mean, like, you know, your daughter getting kidnapped, you know what I mean, you finding the man, and you had to forgive him, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know, like I just said, you know what I mean, like I do anything for my children. So if someone did that to my children, I don't know if I'd go to heaven for that, man. Like,
I know, like my question is always like, I can like rough them up a little bit before, right, and then like toss them through like the front door of the police department. Like, here's your criminal.
see, this is what I think, man. People talk about religion, right? Now, I think just we're skipping all the questions, right? But as far as like when you die, and let's just say theoretically, if you do have to approach God and basically confess all your sins, they say God is like forgiveful. He forgives anything that you do. But this is my opinion. I believe God only forgives those who are sincere in their sins. So like if you kind of half-ass your shit, and like God knows, what I'm saying, God probably knows, like God. I'm not gonna say probably. He knows who you are and what you did even before you walk in. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's more of like, why should I let you? You know what I mean? You plead to me. You know what I mean? And for you to say like, I'm sorry I did this. I did this. I did this. Like there's people, in like real world, bro, who done some bad shit, and they plead forgiveness in church and God, and now that's literally that's who they are now, God this, God that, God this, God that. It's for a reason, bro. Like literally, whatever it is, maybe not even be God, but it's more of the faith. Like the faith changed them, you know what I mean? So if they do pass away, they have credibility of saying, yes, God, I did this. But for the rest of my life, I pleaded forgiveness, and it was sincereness, you know what I mean? So I think that's what God accepts, you know what I mean? Like you could, like, God forbid, you know what I mean? But you could literally rape somebody, but if you go to jail and you have the opportunity to repent for your sins, I think God will forgive you, you know what I mean? Like truly, truly.
Yeah.
I think you could do the worst of the worst, but if you sincerely, like, genuinely, you know what I mean, for your,
Yeah, yeah, we were talking about that. Like, I mean, you may say you're sorry, like, whenever you're in jail or whatever, but maybe whenever you're actually talking to God, like, are you actually sorry now, bitch? Do you really mean it now?
But you know what? I try to use that in real life. So, for an example, when someone does me a favor, or when I do someone a favor, not even I do someone a favor. Well, yeah. Number one, I don't count favors, so I'm not asking for anything back. You know what I mean? Now, with that being said, if I do like 10 favors for you, and I ask you like, yo, like, can you help me out? And you don't want to help me out that day for some selfish reason, I'm gonna feel some type of way about that. You know what I mean? But like, I would say for an example, I feel like I'm not calling nobody out here, but like if I always help you out, as far as work goes, you want to call off and I call in for you, I got you, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't want nothing in your money. Like I got you for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't ever help me out, like why is that gonna make me feel, trying to help you out again? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't be mad at me for like wanting my day off type shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
So
I
like
can't
if
trust you.
like if I ask you, hey Marshall, do you mind if you come in? I know you got the day off. I got this going on, and you tell me, nah, bro, I can't. I got this going on or whatever. Like you could just say, nah, bro, I can't. And be like, bro, that's cool. No worries. I know you got something going on. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be mad at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I don't know. For someone to get mad at that for a favor, I feel like that's pretty selfish, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of rabbit holes, I mean, you got a bunch of evidence. You got some evidence that the last Apollo mission that we went to the moon, there
Yeah.
was there was something other than just some rocks up there.
So I mean, to put it in short, uh,
No, don't do it
aliens,
short.
aliens are real.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying that in general. I mean, I am gonna say that, but have man, this is a far fetched saying, man. I feel like I'm saying a lot just by saying that, but
Say it all.
I just can't say that because I don't have any proof. You know what I mean? But as far as
You
I've
have the
seen,
proof. You have the proof. You told me you have the proof.
I mean, it's not proof though. You know what I mean? It's like even if it was what it was, like there's still nothing like as far as any species. You know what I mean? Like you have to literally like take one, bring it back, take a picture of that bitch. You know, like anything, and maybe they have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and maybe like. I mean, there's area, what is that shit called? Area 40.
Area 51, maybe.
Yeah, some shit for a reason, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Maybe it may be nothing now. Back then, before everybody knew what it was,
Yeah,
like they might have
exactly.
had something, bro. So, I mean, I believe there's like species, in the universe for sure. I believe there's aliens for sure, like for
Yeah.
sure, and definitely. Like,
Yeah.
I think if we're talking about the universe, man, we're literally sand in like the fucking ocean. We're nothing, you know what I mean? And to say like to say that we even exist, that's basically saying it is possible for species existence, and to even say like there is a 0.1% chance that another life form exists elsewhere. That's still like a high ass chance. You know what I mean? That's basically saying like out of a billion, trillion, kajillion planets, like there's 300 planets that has life forms on it.
Yeah.
That's still like, I mean, to us, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
could be super civilized, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, we used to think that we're the center of the universe, and a lot of people still think they are, you know? But, I mean, you're right. We're just, one out of so many that, like, we only have so much knowledge of the universe right now that it's just
Ali-
unstatistical that, like, there wouldn't be any aliens.
Aliens exist, bro. Aliens for sure
And
exist.
that's a fact.
And I'm just using like, I feel like it's a fact, man, because as far as like mathematicians go, like as far as math goes, like as if there even is a 0.01% chance of life forms being, existence, like there's at least two planets, in our universe that has life, besides us, and like I said, the fact that we exist and our existence is a whole other different topic because our existence it could be saying it's a proof of God. Because I talked to somebody else about this, so
Yeah. Well, hey, now, I mean, what about the people on the moon?
people, what do you mean?
The aliens on the moon?
I mean,
What about those structures?
it's hard to say, man. So like I said, I had a lot of evidence of like structures being on the moon as far as it's a theory that NASA, or I'm not gonna say NASA, but somebody in general nuked the moon because they found actual evidence of extraterrestrial fucking buildings on the moon. You would have to do your research. I can just show you. You'd have to like literally look it up, but just take my word for it.
We can put some links in here.
Yeah, I got you. But anyways, you check it out. You see for yourself. But I mean, I can basically tell you, it's from multiple sources that picture that is shown is true. As far as aliens' existence, that they're here, like it's hard to say because I don't have a picture to show you. I mean, I don't have any credibility. So
But you have where other people have pictures.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like the closest thing that I could say, is basically like if there is a chance of life being able to exist in the universe, then we are the prime example of it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like we can't be the only ones. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I think we're definitely not the only ones. I think the aliens are definitely among us.
Now to say that
For sure.
Jesus, fucking Allah, I shouldn't be cussing while saying these words, but God forbid, but you know what I'm trying to say. Um, they say, we are a representation of God's form. And I think that's far fetched because, God, in a sense, isn't anything. You know what I mean? Like, if God
Yeah.
created everything, like, God can't be, he can't be a figure. You know what I mean? He has to be technically everything. So
Yeah.
it can be coincidence that there's been many life forms like that's fact that we could look up through history of times, find have bones that have a brain, yes, have consciousness, yes, but to have like comprehension skills as far as humans, it can be a coincidence that out of all the species that are over, like, I want to say like thousands species, humans are the only species capable of basically having the ability to comprehend everything. Like, we can
Yeah.
create everything. Somehow we're not the strongest, not the fastest. We're very delicate, honestly. Like, we break like twigs compared to other animals.
Yeah.
Yet we were able to somehow find a way to, extinguish ourselves as the top of the food chain. So you could say Adam and Eve, basically, whenever they came to an existence, God basically punished them, brought them down from paradise, and created Earth, and basically were Adam and Eve. The argument is that Adam and Eve weren't the first humans to exist. So there
Mm.
were other humans, and what I believe is maybe Adam and Eve were the first to have comprehension skills, to be able to talk like me and you are talking, to have all this. And maybe when they, had, their relations, with the other, whatever they did, maybe that got passed on to generations and generations or generations. So I would say we are a prime example that maybe God does exist because, out of 1,000, like, we understand that there is a higher being. Dogs may not even understand that shit. Dogs, have an IQ of like, I mean, I don't know the exact number, but like, they could only
Yeah.
they have a limit. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I mean, do you think IQ has to have a limit to have the comprehension of God?
I mean, God is everything, bro.
Right. I mean, if he's everything, you think dogs would be able to know, like, oh, that's God for sure.
That's true. That's true. I mean, they do say like animals have a sixth sense, like humans don't.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe they
mean,
talk directly.
we would never know, bro. Like when fucking bears, like when they roar or some shit like that, maybe they're. I mean, I wouldn't say they're using like some type of. You know how dolphins use that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they have all kinds of languages.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe other
Dialects.
animals have something like that we just think like, bro, he's just like roaring or some shit. I don't know, but.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, like, Adam and Eve just represented like the many years of. I mean, do you believe in evolution?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yeah. So, like, you know,
I believe life came to be through water, like kind of like a
yeah,
tadpole, coming through and then becoming a frog, something like that.
yeah,
I think when Earth was created, there was a lot of chemicals, a lot of volcanoes, a lot of
yeah,
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
shit
cool
going
shit.
on,
Yeah,
and eventually, like shit settles down, and then there were the first animals because they say there's like 4 or 5 periods of human life. I think there's like can't remember the first one, but the first one was basically like the longest period where basically what the Earth was creating, and there was microorganisms in the water, and basically they became as like fungus, and shit like that. Then the second one I believe is like the Triassic period where it was more of like a jungle started forming, like there was amphibians, large fucking amphibians. That's where they say the largest snakes used to exist. And then like the Cretaceous like event or some shit like that, like which is not really relevant, but towards the end, that's when the dinosaurs came to be, and then a meteor basically came and killed off most of the dinosaurs, but that's not actually what killed off the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs died off through a winter snow that led from the meteorite, because when the meteorite crashed, basically the Earth it didn't have an atmosphere like it had now, and the ash was polluting the earth, and basically like everywhere it was winter for like a whole like couple of years, and all the animals basically died of starvation and freezing and shit like that. So that's how the
mm.
animals died.
What about the tadpoles?
Tadpoles, I mean, there's some animals, bro, like roaches. They can live in like crazy amount of like extreme temperatures, and there's some like creatures today that they could go like you know, the lower you go in the ocean, the higher the pressure gets.
Yeah.
But there's some animals that live like where there's no light, like there's no light detected.
Yeah.
And the importance of that is that when there's no light, there's no photosynthesis, so there's no like a way to eat for like algae and shit like that, like bacterial fungus to eat. But somehow, some way, you know, I was watching the National Geography channel, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
and I was interested, bro, because they found a way that there's some animals like deep in caves that no light has ever entered, but yet there's still food and organisms there. So with that being said, there could be other planets that consume no light, but yet like if I turn on a flashlight or some shit, you know, like there would be fucking like a lot of worms, like a lot of like crazy shit going on. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think living organisms adapt to any environment that you can give them. You know what I mean? So that's a powerful thing of not just humans, just animals. The ability to adapt and the ability to just evolute. You know what I mean?
Life.
So,
Yeah. So there's definitely aliens out there.
for sure, man. For sure. I'm telling you, man. I'm
Well,
telling you.
and like this process, how many years are we talking, Damien? Are we talking millions of years here?
To find the alien?
No, are we talking millions of years that it took? Okay, wait. My main question is like, so after the Ice Age, like what organisms came back for humans to?
After the Ice Age, I mean, I would say, like I said, there's some animals that can live through extreme temperatures. So I think like tadpoles, for an example, like
Yeah.
tadpoles, like they reproduce pretty easily, and they reproduce like I don't know if they reproduce underwater, but any animal that reproduces underwater would for the most part, you know, would always never go extinct because Earth is mostly consumed by water.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, most life comes from water. So, like,
Yeah.
and they would evolve to shit like that. So, like, I mean, you're talking millions of years, though. It's like not thousands. This is million. Like I said, we're in like the 0.00001 of Earth. This whole like life, like capacity or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, like, you're talking about like it took a long fucking time for these things to like, you know, be what they are now. But like crocodiles, supposedly crocodiles like the closest thing to like dragons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they say like there's no evidence of dragons, but it can be a coincidence because when you look at ancient sculptures, you know, like writings and shit,
Yeah.
everyone that you see for the most part has dragons in them. But the only reasons why there's no like bones of dragons is because dragons have like bones of like birds. When birds die or they decompose, their bones turn to ash because they're not hard enough like actual like dinosaur bones and shit like that.
And because of the fire,
Yeah, so
obviously.
so I mean, yeah, they say and in the pictures, you know, there's actual humans fighting off dragons and shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Oh, I mean, in the original Bible that was edited down, there was like some story of like a dragon involved.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Jesus fought a dragon. It wasn't Jesus. I think it was like Old Testament like stuff. Or
Now, I
anything
wouldn't
like-
say look, I wouldn't say it's a dragon. I think it might have been an animal that we that we draw as a dragon, but back in the day it may have just been like another species of animal that didn't actually blow fucking fire, like to breathe fire. I don't know, man. Like you would have to. I mean, you have to think where fire comes from first of all. Like fire. I don't even know like the elements. Like first, wouldn't you say you would have to create some type of friction? Like when you use a lighter, you create friction to even like create light, and then you use some type of fuel. You know what I mean? So like friction, like combined with fuel, like it combust a certain type of element. So
Well,
I mean, how would you do that in your fucking stomach? You know what I
they
mean?
have this. They have the sparker. Like it's just like coffee.
And they just
But
got
that's
they-
friction right there.
and they just carry fuel in their fucking like
They breathe
spine or
fire.
some shit.
Damien, dragons definitely existed. We're talking about aliens. Dragons also definitely existed.
I mean, maybe the creature itself, but to breathe fire, like
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
You think so, man?
Oh, statistically and scientifically,
Statistically,
yeah. The evidence, is.
I mean,
not
hey,
there,
man, you show
but
me, but if you show me and I see it, I'll believe you, bro. But I can believe dragons may have existed.
Yeah, they'll make a comeback.
I think giants, like big dwarfs, I think those existed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there were different species of like what humans eventually evolved to, what we call humans, but there's all kinds of different humans. They call them humanoids, right?
Mm.
Humanoid, like human-like species.
Wasn't there like a time period where humans were kind of like divided in two, where it was like Homo sapiens and then like something else. I think it was called like
Yeah,
the
homos. It was the homos versus the heteros.
something like that, something like that.
Yeah,
It
the gays
was
versus the straights.
it
They're
was
like,
it
you
was
know
called
what? We don't
something
like
about
y'all.
the Neanderthals or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, and then basically, like, what it was like there was one group of humans that was kind of like smarter than the other group, and they were
Yeah,
like, "Y'all are dumb, and we
but
don't like y'all anymore."
but I heard different, man. So I actually talked to my brother about this, and my brother likes to look into this shit, and he
Yeah.
was basically saying like, basically the big guys considered as giants weren't actually dumb. The problem is that they thought they were too strong for their own good. So what happened was that the smart people ended up like trapping the big guys like one by one and killing them off. And obviously they were stronger and shit, but they were too dumb enough to. That's what they say we're dumb. They were too dumb enough to understand that like they were being taken advantage of, when truly they were the smart ones.
Wow.
No, nobody from the 1900s, or that's like way far before then, but nobody could really say. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, learning a language is a whole different topic too, though. Could you imagine like the first like Homo sapien or just an animal in general to create a language to be able to say like? I think it's more of like a repetitiveness, like once you like, just an example, if I want you to get something right, I'll just like point at you and I'll be like, you know what I mean? And then I'll start like making noises, throughout time, like,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh,
Little shortcuts.
yeah,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
yeah. And then eventually, like you'll learn that shit, and then we'll make another word, and then little by little
Yeah.
you start, learning vocabulary. So I think
Yeah.
learning vocabulary is crazy. Like, who's the first one to invent it, to create vocab? Like, that means you're able to like, I don't know, just comprehend, communication skills and like, I don't know, learn.
Yeah.
Learning is crazy, bro. If you could learn, like if an animal is able to learn, that'd be dangerous. That'd be scary. If a monkey could learn, like
Yeah.
like have limitless learning skills like we do, bro, like
Well, I feel like all the animals
take over, man.
like because all animals have been evolving, you know. Some of them quicker than others. But I think all animals like have the ability to learn at any time. Like, and that they could also learn how to specifically like destroy humans if they wanted to. If they all had a plan.
Well, I think the human brain, like the length, the width, the mass, actually demonstrates the IQ of an individual or of a object. I think they say Albert Einstein, like when they observed it, like he had a bigger brain than most. That's why his IQ was so high, and that's why they say like small animals have small brains, and that's why they're so dumb. Like birds get run over by fucking trucks all the time. You know what I mean? So I think your brain capacity has a lot to do with it.
Also, like they don't know like really what a truck is.
Nah, fuck
They,
no.
they didn't grow up pushing like toy trucks around. They
Nah.
have no idea what a truck is.
But I don't know, man.
But birds make smarter choices than dumbass humans do. There are some smart birds out there. So I feel like the smart birds can like get all the dumb birds together to really like have a good plan to kill all the humans if they ever wanted to take over. I feel like all animals have this ability where they've all came over together and been like, listen, if these humans keep fucking us, here's our plan that we can fuck them.
See, I think that's impossible.
No.
The only possible way that could actually happen is if somehow a neurosurgeon created a chip, and a chip of like a computer, like somehow, some way, just created like a knowledgeable chip, and you entered it in a monkey's brain where it was able to learn, have memory, have a lot of things. That's the only way I feel. Besides that, I think like a monkey itself, just because like its brains, because of its traits, it's impossible for him to learn like the periodic table. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like you could teach a monkey, how to ride a bike. You could teach a monkey, like how to use its hands, for useful shit. But to teach a monkey like science, like astronomy shit, like it's impossible.
Yeah,
A
but
monkey
I mean,
can't understand that shit.
do they need to know?
Even through evolution, you know what I mean? Like even when we started, I'm sure as when we started, our brain is probably the structure is probably the same size. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we probably always had the same size head, and like maybe our fucking beaks were big or some shit, but overall like our brain structure was always there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's kind of, I would say that's kind of ironic because like you could think of like big animals, like maybe like a tiger or a lion. I don't know if they got big brains, but like I said, man, maybe Adam and Eve is the reason why we can comprehend. Maybe they I don't know, like fucked around a lot. You know what I mean, with other fucking weird shit, and gave life to comprehension, like the ability to know, to learn. I don't know. Life is crazy, man.
Are you saying like that's what like helped like animals evolved is because Adam and Eve like fucked all the animals?
No, you never know, bro. You never know, but I mean, Noah
Science.
plays a part. Noah plays a part. Saving the animals. But I'm just saying, like, I think Adam and Eve played a part in humans' evolution. I think humans are fucking stupid, but they were humans. That's what I'm saying. Like, they were humans, but maybe like Adam and Eve, got banished, and whenever they got banished, came to Earth. Maybe like they saw these humans, and we need to reproduce. Like. I think I don't know were they lovers or like were they brother and sister. That's something I never looked into though.
Wait, Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
Or yeah, they
Because they came from one another, didn't they?
yeah,
I
right.
think, Eve came from Adam's rib.
Yeah, the man was first.
Yeah,
For sure.
you hear that, ladies? We built this shit. Y'all came from us, honestly, bro.
And y'all
like,
keep complaining.
Like, what's the other argument, bro? Besides that, like, come on,
Yeah,
now, bro.
shut up.
You literally came from my rib, bro. You do nothing for me but steal the fucking apple, nigga, and convince me to eat that bitch. How dare
Yeah.
you?
You knew it was wrong, bitch. This is all your fault. All this bad stuff
Saying,
is
bro.
on women.
I'm saying, bro, like honestly, you know how many wars go on for women though?
Yeah, it's like over a bitch.
Pussy's
No.
power, bro. Unfortunately, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I'm telling you, you could put like a girl who's like a 4 out of 10. You put her to the military, bro. All of a sudden, she's a 10 out of 10.
yeah, well, I mean, to some of them, because I mean, most of them are gay. But I mean, that you're right. That one 4 out of 10 would reverse their gayness from being in the military.
I mean, there's a lot of girls that are in the military. They're just very,
Gay?
yeah, that's a good word, bro. They're like, what is that boy? That word I'm looking for, like,
Like
tomboy.
tomboyish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like very tomboy. You know what I mean? Like short hair.
Oh. So then, like the
Like,
guys
it's
are
one of the
like,
boys. You know
one
what
of
I
the
mean?
boys,
One
yeah.
of the boys. That's all it is. Being a man, I love being a man. I wouldn't be a girl. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
I would not want to be a girl.
if I could be a girl, life would be so easy. And I know a lot of girls would get on me for this. Like, you don't understand. Like, oh, you bleed like once a month. Like, you give birth like maybe twice a lifetime.
Maybe.
Like, yeah, bro.
If you're a hoe.
Dude, like, you go into anything for the most part, like, everything's free for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody treats you nice. Everybody, for the most part, opens the door for you. Like, you get, like, privilege off the bat. Like, you have an easy time getting rich just selling yourself.
Yeah, especially
saying?
if you're hot.
Yeah, dude.
If you're
like,
ugly, don't even attempt to be a woman. If you're an ugly woman, you might as well try to be a man.
But at the same time, it really doesn't matter because I'll tell you what, there could be a 1 out of 10 girl. I promise you, like, I could get a bitch off the streets, invite her to the
Ma'am,
podcast.
ma'am.
Hey, come here. I need your assistance real quick, right? Bitch ain't even shower yet, bro. Like, stink, right? We invite her. She sit right here, bro. And we just like, yo, open your legs real quick. Like, I give you $30.
Yeah.
She opened her legs, right? I guarantee you, nigga, some homeless man, some desperate dude will come over here and just jump in that shit. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. You know she'll go viral on OnlyFans.
So that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Homeless
But
pussy, dude.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hell
But
yeah.
like any woman here, bro, has a chance to like make money. You know, just selling her shit.
Show
you know
the
what I mean?
cooch. Come on.
And even if you were like a straight woman, like bro, that's even more valuable. You know what I mean? If you're a
Yeah.
straight woman, like you know how many 1% men want that. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
weird, but
But it's
same
really weird
time.
because people on OnlyFans, like users of OnlyFans, like have specific tastes, you know, and you never know like what guy out there would be willing to give you just thousands of dollars for taking pictures of your homeless cooch. You know, like what if like his whole life he's been looking for that perfect homeless cooch to just look at pictures of, and you're the homeless cooch to show him, and he'll give you thousands of dollars. Like, come on.
We
Why
live in
not?
a crazy world.
But people are like, well, you know, like, I don't want to use my body that way, you know. Like, once I post it, it's always going to be there.
It is. Nothing is truly deleted online. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
somebody could look it up, bro. Somebody like you delete some shit, and somebody could hack your shit, and like they could like blackmail you. Like, oh, I got this picture of you, and that happens all the time, bro. You know what I mean? Even to celebrities, you know. And I don't know, man. I just think like this is what's wrong with the world, right? So you got the 1% of men who make millions of dollars, you know, who sacrifice a lot, right? Who live a good path, you know, for the most part, do things right. Now, granted, that's not all rich men, all right? There's always exceptions, but I'm talking for the majority. The problem is, I feel like 90% of women in this era, you know, are like, let's just say for the majority of them are pretty hot. You know what I mean? They put hella makeup on, they throw on leggings, you know, they go to the gym, you know, all of them carry themselves like they're 10 out of 10s, and all of them are for the streets, and all of them basically want the 1%, you know what I mean? And the 1% of like women are, I guess I could say 10% of women are the quality women who take accountability, you know, who like are just like feminine, who basically, you know, care about their like body count and shit like that. You know what I mean? I feel like the 90% of women want the 1% man, and they get mad that the 1% man wants the 10% woman. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the 90% women hate the 10% woman because they're like, why are you not being a thought? You know what I mean? And the 10% is like, why are you being a thought? Like, dude, you know men don't like this shit. You know what I mean? And then the other girls is just like, well, I don't care what men want. But yet they're on the fucking podcast like, yo, why can't I find a 1% man? like, that's what I'm saying. Like, 90% of women, honestly, are delusional, bro. And once you, I'm sorry if you got to hear this shit. But, like, once you understand this shit, bro, like, whenever you talk to a girl, really listen to what she is saying and, like, really understand, is this really relevant, you know, like, in any aspect? You know what I mean? Like,
or is this bitch just dumb?
you know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't care if you're dumb. Like, you could be dumb. I don't care. But, like, just don't be on your high horse. You know what I mean?
Like, you're dumb.
Like, understand you're fucking human, too. You know what I mean? Like,
Understand you're dumb.
he said it, not me. But
Hey, I mean, I think that goes for everybody. I mean, you know, bitches are bitches, but, you know, dicks are dicks, assholes are assholes, douchebags, and even the best. Cunts are cunts, you know. There's a lot of shitty people out there.
So we talked a lot about the women, right?
Yeah, a lot
So
about the
let
bitches.
me get on the guys now, right? Because guys need to hear this shit too,
After the
man.
dicks.
Because guys, like, they're at fault too. Guys are the main reasons why women are basically the reason why they are. They're the reason why the 90% is the 90%. Like, the people who aren't at the 1% of men, for the most part, like, they're the people who, like, fucking buy OnlyFans, like, send girls money on Cash App, like, buy girls free drinks. Like, they do all this simp shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the simps is what is fucking up everybody else. And what's fucked up even worse is, like, the simps, there just so happens to be a lot out here, and they will back up the woman, and the women, like, when they attack you, like, let's just say if I attack you, right? I'm coming one on one, like, bro, like, I disagree with you, you know, whatever, right? When a woman attacks you, like, she understands that there's no consequence to what she can say. You're not gonna hit her, So she could say, "You're a piece of shit. You're not gonna do shit to me. Fuck you. You're a lame, short motherfucker." You know what I mean? Like just the coldest shit. You know what I mean? And you gotta take that shit. 'Cause she's a girl. Now imagine, that girl with the like, three other girls, and you got simp team over here. Like, nah, bro, you're a fucking oppressor. This and this. Like, bro, like you're fucking it up for everybody. Like what really needs to happen is, hey, yo, simp, you need to chill out. Take this red pill. Come on this side, and then you'll see what's really going on here, bro. Like then, like you're over here waiting for your chance to get some pussy, bro, but it's not coming. That's really all it is. There's a lot of guys here who are just on the side, hoping like maybe she gets drunk one day, and I've been here all the whole time. Maybe she'll let me slide. Like, bro, like get off your shit, bro.
I know, dude. It's not gonna happen.
Like
People stay in the friend zone, and then like, no, we're like close friends, and like we're like close to maybe that point where like we could get close.
Let me tell you another thing. It is pointless to have women friends. No. With that being said, you can have women acquaintances, okay? I'm going to emphasize acquaintance.
Okay, so
whenever I go to work, I talk to all the girls, but I'm not going to go out of my way to entertain a woman, all right? I have no business. Like, if I'm going to entertain a woman, it's 100% of the time because I'm trying to sleep with that girl, or I'm trying to, get with that girl. That's facts. You know what I mean?
That's why you're talking to women?
Huh?
That's why you talk to women to try to sleep with
That's
the girl?
literally, yeah, I'm being honest with you. That's literally the only reason, like, not just to sleep. Like, if, for an example, right, I go to work and I see my coworkers there, right? They say what's up to me, to ask me for help. I'll help you out. I got you. You want to have a little conversation. I got you. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm not finna break my neck for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm over here hauling ass, at work, and I see that you really need some help, and you ask me for help, like, more than likely, I'm not finna help you, bro. But if it's some beautiful girl that just checks all the boxes, bro, like, I'll drop all my shit. I got you, bro. I got you. You know what I'm saying? But, like, the minute, bro, she's all like, Damian, I just see you, as a friend. All right, say less. You're free to feel that way. But whenever you need some help, I'm not going to say this, but, the next time she needs some help, you just like another girl to me, bro. Like, Because, like, bro, like, I feel like it's fake, man. Like, whenever you're talking with a girl, and especially she's boring, bro, like, and you continue to, like, keep the conversation going, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like you're being fake, man. Like, you have to just, like, yo, like, I just really want to take you out, that's the only reason I came up to you, you know what I mean? Obviously, don't say it like that, but
like, you're saying some dumb shit right now,
Yeah.
but I just came up to you, I was wasting my time hearing your dumb ass.
I feel like most men hear women out just so they can sleep with them. Like, they don't care about shit that they're saying.
Guys don't give a shit about what they're saying.
No. Oh, you like ballerina? Oh, I've seen a couple episodes, back in my day. I don't really remember. Like, nigga, you don't give a fuck, bro. You're telling her what she wants to hear so you can sleep with her, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And if there was some girls here that would hate to hear that shit. No, he really cares about me. This and All right. Why don't you call him right now? Tell him, you're very, horny, and you need somebody to come at night. See if that nigga's gonna pull up. Well, I don't want to do that because he's my friend. And yeah, because you think that nigga's gonna say yes, and he is gonna say yes. That's how niggas are, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's waiting for his chance to slide in, and that's all it is, bro. Like, that's why, like whenever I'm married, bro, like, fuck, I need to talk to another girl for. Like, my wife is gonna be everything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like if she build me up, like, and all this shit. And I think that's what the mistake a lot of women make. It's like, oh, I don't want to babysit a man. Like, I don't want to do this. You're not babysitting, man. Like, a woman and a man, work best when they work together and when they're cooperative. That's how, like, life gets done. That's how a family produces. It's how everything produces. But if a woman is just like, no, I'm independent, I got my own money, I don't need a man, you know what I'm saying? Then, like, shit gets fucked up, you know what I mean? Like, then a man gets depressed, high, rates of suicide. Then the woman, 50 with, 20 cats, you know what I'm saying, crying, she can't find a man. Like, bro, like, we just need to learn to work together, you know what I'm saying? Like, women, do your role, men, do your role. Do what you're good at, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to do something that you're not, That's all it is, bro.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, it is like a big team game, and a lot of people, I mean, go into like relationships individual, like still thinking like it's all about them and not really caring about the other side and realizing that it is really a team to make things work. I mean, especially when having kids, but
Yeah.
whenever it comes to actually like having a connection with somebody, it's not one-sided at all, you know.
Well, it's hard now, man, because it's not like high school, where you see a girl every day, you get butterflies just before you go to the classroom, like you're excited, you go home and you're thinking about what you're gonna wear tomorrow, cause you genuinely have a crush. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, you meet a girl and it's like, how many days is it gonna take for me to sleep with her? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a girl, I don't know, man. It's hard because both sides are kind of in the wrong. Because I feel like you need to have a connection. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. There just needs to be a connection. You ought to talk to a girl first. Get to know her, get to know what she wants. You need to let a girl know what you want. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I feel like a relationship will work best when a man leads. You know what I mean? If a man is just like yes, 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 yes to everything that she says, like bro, like like have some nuts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You have to like run this shit. You have to protect her. You got to make the decisions. Like you have to understand. That if shit hits the fan, you have to be the one to like die for her. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but that's just me. Like I would die for my woman. Like for sure. Like if it's a tiger, a fucking meteor, and like fucking the devil himself, bro. Like no doubt, my child, my brother, my father, I'm at that bitch. But when it's a woman, like, no, you have to be protecting me. You don't want to protect me, like you don't love me, this and this and this. And that's another thing, bro. Like a man loves differently than a woman. Like a man loves a woman like hard, bro. Like hard, bro. Like we'll do anything, we'll do anything for that woman. When we truly love a girl, we'll do anything for her. Like the saying, we'll move a mountain for you. Like that's real, bro. If we could, we would do that shit. But a woman, like when a woman loves you, it's more for like what you have to offer her. Like a good lifestyle, good humor, good looks for a little bit. Like everything is just a little bit. Women are not good long term. As soon as struggles happen, bro, like. She wants to find every reason to leave, because she wants to find her worth,
I mean,
It's fucking dumb, bro. It's dumb.
I don't think all women like look for like those things and just try to like hop around to see, trade in to get the next best offer, but I feel like most of them like are willing to also like die for you too, though.
I've yet to meet some, and statistically, like divorce rates are down like 50%, and from the 1980s.
Oh yeah,
and the majority of them, 70%, is women like falling for divorce. Now the argument is that like, this is not the old generation. We don't have to put up with the man, abusing us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Fair, you know what I mean? But when you look at the statistics on the reasoning why, the divorce happens, you know what I'm saying? Most of it is financial. You know what I mean? So basically what that tells me is like you're leaving a man because he's down bad right now. You're not really, because you have the option now to leave, you do. That's what a lot of women doing. And what's crazy about it is a lot of women nowadays, I would say they average like maybe like 10, body counts, by the time they're like 25 or something like that.
You think that's
And
average?
I would say that's average. Nowadays, they need to make another study to find out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, let's do our own survey.
We could, man. But before I lose my point, fuck, what was I saying? The study of like 10 body counts of women
before they're 25.
Oh yeah. So there's a chemical when a man and a woman have sex. Like there's a chemical that releases from the woman, and it's why like whenever she has sex with the man for the first time, for the most part, she ends up falling like in love with the guy. You know what I mean? So it's nothing that is even intentional with her. Like it just happens. You know what I mean? So when a woman has sex with more than 5 guys, see this chemical ends up decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. And what the chemical does is basically it helps you bond with your partner and your significant other. So when you continue to have sex like with multiple guys, like you tend to lose this bonding skill. And not only that, like let's just say you date an athlete one time, then you date like a janitor one time, then you date like a club owner one time. Like the next guy that you meet, you're always gonna be thinking like, nah, I dated like an athlete one of these times. I need to go look for somebody that's better than this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like your standards, like you will never be satisfied. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
as soon as struggles happen, nah, this other guy, wasn't doing this shit to me. Like maybe he wasn't that bad. That's why a lot of girls go back to their ex. You know what I mean? Because like they're just never satisfied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So statistically, you always want a woman who has less than 5 men, because like she's capable of holding on long term relationships. So
Yeah.
so yeah, having sex, like a girl having sex 1,000 times is different than a girl having sex 1,000 times with 1,000 men. You know what I mean? Like 1,000 times with one man is okay with me. Like I'm cool with that. But 1,000 times with 1,000 men, like bro, like you're on some shit. You're tripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if like some girl, like perfect girl, came up and said, "Hey, like I want to date you, but I think you should know something about my ex. We had sex 5,000 times."
How long were you on a relationship with?
Enough to have sex 5,000 times.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, to me, that's cool. Like, if that's the only guy, that you giving up to me, I mean, that you giving up to, like, that shows commitment to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, especially, like, if a girl moves on, you know what I mean, and you're the second guy, like, I low-key feel it's an honor, you know what I mean? Like, moving on from, like, your first love, bro, for a girl, like, I'm sure it's even harder for a guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only after like 5 times when the girl starts like she don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? But the first couple times, bro, I'm sure she takes that shit really hard.
Yeah.
Because girls are, unintentionally just very emotional. That's how they are. That's how they're built.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You keep fucking around, bro. You're just gonna stop giving a fuck. Like then you just start giving a fuck. About you, and I'm a 10 out of 10. I'm a pretty ass bitch. Period. Like, as soon as a girl says period, nigga, like, I swear to God, I think she just, her brain cells are just fucking rotting, nigga. The more she talks, can't stand that word. Or like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm gonna have a hot girl summer this season. Like, bro, like, and these be the same bitches, bro, that be, you're a fuck boy. Like, oh, what? I don't know. Like, nowadays, women are cringe, bro. Women are fucking cringe.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of hoes act that way for sure. I mean, I have hope, and I just feel like there are more like real women that have like brain cells than hoes.
I mean, the thing is, like, anybody could change, man. It just takes the right person to, like, get you to change. But I mean, it's hard, man. The only people that could get these women to change is like millionaires, like.
No.
And at this point, yeah, bro, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if like all these bitches that say I'm not gonna get a man to, he not gonna tell me shit. Nigga, all right, like, watch this nigga, like, put you on planes whenever you want, like, get you whatever you want. You're not gonna give a fuck how he talks to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may feel some type of way about it, but you gonna cry in that Bentley. You know what I'm saying? You gonna cry in that big ass house in that fucking Tempur-Pedic bed. You know what I mean? The last thing you gonna think about is like paying for your own fucking apartment. You know what I mean? Like, that's why a lot of rich people treat, like, a lot of beautiful women like shit. You know what I mean? Because they know, like, they're just being used. And that's why they're okay with it. Because they're getting a lot out of these niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they're cashing in.
They are, man. They are. So, I mean, I disagree with it, but you know,
So you don't think hoes should be hoes?
I do not think hoes should be hoes. I think hoes should respect themselves. I think hoes should like talk to people more. Like, as far as like, oh, you're hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, just actually talk to people. You know what I mean? Because I've had crushes on girls that I found like were very ugly. You know what I mean? But then I really got to know them. Like, granted, this was back in school. You know what I mean? and I, got to know them, and they're like cool as fuck, bro. Like, like 10 out of 10 personality. So I think if girls could do that, you know what I mean, like that's it. Not fall in love with that nigga that just has to offer you. Just fall in love for who he is. Like as a man. Same thing for man. If you fall in love with the woman for who she is, not just for her beauty. You know what I mean? Because her beauty will only take you so far. Like eventually, she's gonna be bitching all the time. Like bro, you gonna have sex with her so many times that you're not gonna look at her body the same way. You know what I mean? Like, and it's facts, bro. That's why like you can have the most beautiful girl in the world. You know what I mean?
Same for girls too.
But like niggas will cheat, bro. That's one thing. A man is biological going to cheat for the most part. You can
So men are more cheaters than women.
Yeah, for sure. Women, I would say are catching up for sure, and for sure catching up. And I think it's wrong. Now, this is very hypocritical. It's very like, hear me out. So I think as a man, if you're not in the 1%, you should not be cheating. You should be faithful to your woman, because you're not that 1%. You don't have that right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stick with that woman, right?
I mean, so you're saying like in a 1%, like the
millionaires. The millionaire. If you're a millionaire, you can do what the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you like talk with your partner and you're like, you agreed for like to be poly, to be like open, or do you think they just have like the right to?
I mean, listen. I'll put it like this, right? I'll put me as an example, right? If I'm making what I'm making right now, right? I'm being faithful to my woman, that's my woman, whatever, right? Now, if I make it to the 1% and my woman, comes with me, like, I'm giving her everything, I mean? I got you, whatever, I'm going to take you with me. But with that being said, like, if, like, Shakira, you know what I'm saying, like, walks in the building, and offers me the opportunity, I'm thinking most men would take that shit no matter how much, you love your girl. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, the difference is, I'll tell you the difference. So, for a man, you could love your woman with all your might. You could die for her. Like, you could do whatever for her. Another girl, gives you the opportunity of your taste, you probably gonna fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? But you can still love your woman. You know what I mean? Now, the difference is, when a woman fucks a man, she finds something interesting about that guy, something invested, in that guy. And for her to like have sex with a man, she has to be emotionally invested. You know what I mean? So let's just say a woman cheats on a guy. That means she truly didn't love her man, because like when a woman loves a man, the biggest thing that she doesn't want to do is disrespect him, and lose him. You know what I mean?
Well, same with like the guy. Like,
no, for sure.
The trust is there that you love like your partner so much that you wouldn't cheat. But whenever you're a millionaire, you say like it's okay.
Yeah, I say like it's okay because, for an example, like if if your woman is there with you, you got to keep her. You know what I mean? And I never said it's right. I'm just saying biologically, a man is gonna do what he's gonna do. For the most part, he's gonna cheat. I didn't say it was right. I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah.
But if you're rich, and like you're single, and a girl comes up to you and she's all like, hey, I want to be with you, I want you to only be with me, I'll probably be like, listen, like back in my 30s, back in my 20s, I ain't get no bitches, I ain't get no pussy, now I'm like, none of y'all bitches wanted me. I mean, I wasn't shit to you, I was broke, and none of y'all want to go on a date with me. So now that I'm fucking rich, like, nah, like, you can come in, I'll take care of you, but I'm gonna do my thing, and I mean, honestly, with me, like, you're not gonna like be in an open relationship. Like, you're not gonna mess with no other man. It's just gonna be me, And with that being said, I understand it's unfair, but with that being said, you stick with me. I'll take care of you. You won't have to pay for anything. I'll protect you with all my heart. But I'm gonna fuck this bitch. Now, with that being said, if you wanna leave, you have all the right to leave. I would understand. That's how I would be. Okay, so it's not like I'm forcing you to be with me. But hey, man, like, I just got in the candy store. Like, who are you to tell me I could only take one candy? What the fuck? Like, nigga, I worked so hard to get up here. You know what I mean? And you just got in this bitch for free, nigga. Like, since you were one. You understand my analogy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Explain the candy store analogy.
So the candy store analogy is, so a candy store is supposed to be a place that's hard to get into. if you're a woman, like all you gotta do is be throw some makeup on, get some fake boobs, whatever the fuck. I mean, most women already got that shit. They're able to get in like the candy store for free, which AKA like free drinks, like free VIP tickets to club, like free yacht trips, free vacation, sugar daddies, OnlyFans, etc., etc., etc. Life's easy, right?
Oh yeah.
But when you're a man, like it don't really matter. Like for the most part, the circumstances that you're in, like you have to work all the way to the top. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy to get a yacht. Costs a lot of money. That man had to work to get that yacht. You know what I mean? That man had to work to get into that candy store to be rich. You know what I mean? Had to get no pussy at 20. Get no pussy at 30. Like no party. Rarely often. You know what I mean? Like straight books. You know what I mean? And finally he's able to go to the candy store now that he got some money. And a girl, who has always been at the candy shop ever since this bitch opened, wants to get with me. And I'm trying to, all right, I'll give me another candy. But now she's telling me, I'm the only one I'm the only one that I can have, basically, or she's the only one that I can have. So to me, that's kind of like, bro, I just got in this bitch. You know what I mean? Through all the hard work, I'm taking all these hoes. The fuck, you know what I mean? And the girl who been in this bitch the whole time has already had like 20,000 candies. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that candy. You know what I mean? I want a fresh fucking candy, a candy that ain't never been touched. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, if I had a gum right here, right? And I fucking like put my hand on it, let's just say I had a gum, right? And I asked you, you wanted it, right? You were craving the gum, you say yes. I grabbed it, I fucking like went like this to it, and I spit on it, right? Threw it back on the table. I asked you, do you want it now? And you're like, no. And I asked you why. Because I just saw you spit on it and crumble it. Well, same shit with women, bro. If you know, like, this woman has been sucking dick, like, why would you want that? Like, it's disgusting, bro. Like, you're kissing semen type shit. You know what I mean? Ooh, yeah. And, like, some bacteria doesn't leave until, like, a certain amount of time. So, I mean, like, that's gross, bro. Like, I don't know, man. And me, like, when I love a woman, like, and, like, whenever we start doing sensational things, like, I don't want to imagine someone else, like, doing the same thing that I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like that shit, man. I like to feel inferior. You know what I mean? So, and I know a lot of people would call me crazy for that, but that's just how I am. There was a video, bro, which I thought it was funny, but I was like, I'm gonna start using that shit. It was a podcast, right? And it was, I guess, a successful guy, right? And there's a podcast of a lot of girls around the room, and he was basically saying, like, the guy was interviewing him, and meanwhile there was the girls around the room, and he was asking him, what do you think about girls that are in Japan, because they say the United States woman is the bottom of the barrel as far as they did a survey that all men did a survey of who the preference of women around the world would be, and the United States woman was the bottom of the barrel. Like nobody wants that shit. And so basically he said, so I went to Japan, and come to find out, Japan is the closest thing that you could get to as far as a princess-like woman with feminine attributes.
Really?
And a woman was all like, a woman interrupted him as he was saying that, finishing that sentence. And she was like, well, I don't think that's fair because, and as soon as she said that, nigga's all like, he didn't even look at her. He was like, man, shut up, bitch. You ain't never been to Japan. Everybody started laughing and shit. So I was like, you know what? Like, this nigga really put her in her place with facts. He ain't never been. So, like, now on, I'm gonna just start, like, bro, if you never, like, if you're talking bullshit, bro, just shut up, nigga. And, like, and I'll start just telling you why you're wrong. Like, I just showed you and you didn't want to, like, you just deny that shit. Like,
just
talk to me, bro.
Just shut up, bitch. You're just talking shit just to talk shit.
And I think that's the only way, like, some people will wake up. And, like I said, men, too. Like, my problem with men is just a simps. Like, simps is fuck everything up, bro. Like, it's tough, man.
Full circle.
See, people think I get on women a lot, but truly, I get on more of simps than women.
It's the simps that are the
Don't
real
get me wrong,
problem.
bro. Like, we've all been there. We've all had our break hearts, where we're, like, begging for a girl and shit like that.
Yeah,
but
we've all been simping.
But it's more of, like, I don't know, like, when you start paying for, like, porn, nigga, when that shit is free, my nigga, like, and... like, we start giving girls money for free when you don't even know them, bro. Like, she's never gonna know you. She's never gonna, like, fuck with you. Like,
no, never.
Like that's weird, dude. I don't know. That's weird.
It's a real connection.
You know what's weird too is like I guess apparently there at least there has to be a lot of these people that are here. So I don't know. Are you paying for OnlyFans, bro?
No, I've actually never.
Let
had
me
an
find out,
OnlyFans.
bro. Let me find out, bro.
Dude, you can look up.
I was about to see you part of the percentage, bro. That I'm talking about, bro. Come on now.
No, I'm more of a producer myself.
Hey, man.
I'm just kidding.
Inspiring. It's fucking flying shit.
Damn.
God damn, bro. I might have to put my boxing to the test.
Shit. Oh, you got in the box.
He's got some skills.
Yeah, he's done this before.
That nigga did that in one fly, bro.
Yeah. Seriously. He came in there hot too. Damn. All right, well, Damian, I mean, this is a good episode here. We got a lot of stuff down. What's one thing you want to leave the people with, so that whenever they're needing to think about something that's gonna change their life directional change, they want to do something different.
So change your life. I would say it's only up to you. It's the most common shit, but people don't understand the significance of it. Like it truly is only up to you to change your life. Can't be your dad, can't be your mom. You can't be hoping for an opportunity or wishing star to come to you, someone to give you opportunity, to give you a job. You have to go out there and get it, bro. Whether it means like, doing overtime, working after work, only just listen to yourself. So that's what I would say, just listen to yourself and respect yourself. Like, I don't know, self-integrity is going away nowadays, so self-integrity, come on now. Y'all need to keep up with it. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's great final words. Great final words.
Good podcast, my man. Good podcast,
Great
bro.
podcast. Thank you for coming on.
Yes,
Where can the people follow you? Where can they support your boxing career? Where can they see you fight people?
I'll tell you what, man. Whenever I make it there, y'all will know. Y'all will know. But I like to keep things private. You know what I mean? So
okay,
keep it at that, man. Fuck Instagram. Fuck all that shit. y'all
All
see
right.
me on TV if y'all want to know who I am.
All right.